Today, I opted to do things slightly differently on weighted chin-ups. Up until now, I have been using a ramp up to go about my volume for chin-ups, but I have also been thinking that I may be considering going for straight sets as the... Okay, sorry, got distracted. No, I was saying that I was going to consider doing straight sets as I'm usually doing for all of my compound movements right now. And what I also thought about was not to go for the maximum weight that I can do for fives, which is 26 kilos, but just go slightly lower. This way, I probably would have a bit more gas in the tank to go for a couple more sets with the same weight. The first set that I performed, I went up to 5 repetitions, and the last one was a bit slow, but it was still very controlled, so I was confident that I would get at least 4 in the second one. And so I did. The last one was very, very slow. It's the one coming up here, but I don't really see any form or technique breakdown from this angle. Maybe from the side I would have noticed something maybe in my upper back, but looking at it from this perspective, it looks fine, and it also felt all right. And then I went into a third set, which was for 3 repetitions. I quickly calculated the volume that I was moving on these 3 sets, plus a couple of warm-up sets with slightly ramping up weight, and it was similar to the volume that I've been doing on the previous methodology when I'm ramping up. There was just a couple of 100 kilos difference, so I decided to do an extra warm-up set, body weight only, which definitely took care of the difference. And I'm going to be doing this for another week or so, and then I will probably finally make a decision on what progression I want to use on the weighted chin-ups. And after that, I moved on to get some work done on the overhead press. Seated position, 2 16-kilo dumbbells. They're feeling a bit better than the previous couple of weeks. I have been struggling over the last 2 weeks or so with the 16 kilos, getting to 8 repetitions. They were feeling very heavy and a bit wobbly, but on this set here I was getting an extra one because I got to 8 and I felt like I could get a 9th rep with good technique. And the second set I only got 8, but I probably could have got a 9th grinder. I just wanted to be slowly progressing these now that I feel a bit more comfortable with the weight. And the usual superset was with some dumbbell wrist curls, both on a supinated grip and also pronated. Last week I was going up in weight to 7 kilos, and I stayed within 15 reps on both sets. In here I was going up a couple of reps because I felt like I could handle those, but the pump that they provide is always substantial. And this is the second set on the overhead press. From a different perspective, I wanted to see different angles and how it looks from the front. Maybe if there is a bit of an asymmetry from left to right, I should be able to spot it this way. But I wasn't really feeling it in the shoulders. My rotator cuff was not upset, so that's already a win if I add that to the extra rep. So I am slowly progressing on this. And it's a really good thing. I'm glad that I'm using this exercise with the dumbbells because it provides a different feeling inside the shoulder that the barbell does. I am able to go deeper and tuck my elbows slightly more in a way that it's congenial to the wrist orientation. So I will be progressing these as time goes by. And before we get into the controversial moment of this session, I was getting some handstand work in because I had worked the shoulder and my wrists were warm, so it was good time to get some handstand stuff working. I got a good tuck on the first rep. The vertical looked okay, and in the second rep, as usual, as I flex my feet on the way down, there is no way that I'm going to go nicely and controlled up. But here is the moment where I was getting into my sled work, and this dude just decided not to look where he was going and bumped into me. Now, I would not get upset if this guy had been, somewhat apologetic, but he just kept going as if nothing had happened. Like it's normal to just go about and disrupt people's sets and potentially injure them. But anyways, the sled work was fine. I was feeling good sensation in the sole of my feet. These backwards drags are really a godsend because I still managed to move some weight in an explosive way from the floor with my feet on the floor, but it's not really exacerbating the discomfort that I'm feeling right now, just in proximity of the right heel. And I am thinking that the next session where I'm going to be doing approach jumps, I might consider going for a left-right approach again, just to be on the safe side. And in here, there was a guy who was really good at handstands, and he has these high parallettes, so he allowed me to play around on those a bit more. My shoulders were very fatigued at this point, so added to the extra height of the parallettes, I wasn't really getting that great work done, but at least if I'm looking at the vertical here, it looks fine. I was just not able to control the legs down. And the finisher was, as usual, some work on the assisted Nordic curls. I'm noticing that there is a bit more hip flexion on this set here, and even in the second one I wasn't really able to address it. So I think that what was happening at this point is that I was a bit fatigued, and this was the natural compensation of the body to try and get the reps that I had in mind. When I am like this, I should just go down in reps and try to get those with as straight of a torso and hips as I can, because this is why I am performing this exercise. And if I start cheating it, albeit slightly, I am not really getting the work that I am looking for, even though they felt okay and there was good engagement in the hamstrings. Ciao.